Next to me, Steve. Now, you are quite a fan of Shakespeare, aren't you? So, is he torture for kids?
Hated it at school, love it now.
Why did you hate it at school?
Because it was difficult. But, you know, isn't that what learning's about?
Taught,
it's challenging yourself, and you have to get through that, and you have to learn how to do it. Yes. And if you look at half the stuff you see in the cinemas nowadays, love stories, Romeo and Juliet, how many times does that get reworked in different formats, and it's blockbuster hits? If you don't understand what the story is to start with, today's stuff is almost trivial.
If the experience of having it rammed down your throats turns people off, are you not actually running the risk of losing children to literature just because of this obsession with one playwright above all others?
As you were saying, the key teachers we have in our lives and we remember are the people who learn to teach you in a way that you learn very, very well. Exactly. Now, if you sit there and you do rote learning, read this book and write an essay on it, it's boring. No one wants to do it. Make it come alive. Make it, you know, maybe bring in a blockbuster film and say, right, I'm going to show you this. Now go and read the Shakespeare, because you'll now get it.
Eric, bring the microphone down to this chap down here.
Well, when I was at school, we done Midsummer Night Dream, which was very like a cartoon almost. And then later on in GCSEs, we done like Romeo and Juliet, which is more in depth. And with like Dickens and all those other writers, they bring other aspects. For instance, like Dickens, he's with his Scrooge story, it's more like morals. He brings morals in. But with Shakespeare, it's the language, because I done an acting course.
Did you have a good teacher? Did you have a good teacher?
I had a good drama teacher.
OK, so it came through. Because I'm very aware that you're watching Coronation Street at the moment, and you've probably seen it. Chesney he's been struggling with Shakespeare, and Fizz's husband John, you know, Evil John, is helping him through. And I did wonder whether I wondered if teaching was important, but it still comes down to me for this idea that only one author is compulsory and no others. Let's take some calls. OK. Sorry, let's take some calls as well.
So we have Helen on line one.
Helen, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Shakespeare uber alles?
Well, I don't think he should be the only person taught in schools. There's so many great, but I do think it is important that he is taught in school.
As that every student should have to study Shakespeare, one play?
Well, I think so. Now, sadly, I didn't, but I wish I had. And I think it's important that you don't just read it, that you actually act it out.
Essential. Shakespeare is not a novel.
No, that's true.
I've written this thing. I wouldn't dream of holding it up to the camera. You have to bring the language to life. It's about breathing. It's about emphasis.
Give us a bit of your modern day Shakespeare on its head. I imagine this is what an Elizabethan Shakespearean audience would be like.
These peasants.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'll have a bit of blank verse, isn't it, Matthew? Do you know
and you're obviously a girl dressed up as a boy.
Exactly,
or is it the other way
perfect.
around? It's difficult to tell.
OK, so I'm trying to turn people onto language, not the material itself. So it's the technique.
Okay.
So this is us in Shakespearean language. I've written a praise of Matthew's male beauty. It's called. It's a little soliloquy. Yeah, it's one line, and it's just a full stop. It's called The Male Beauty of He Who's Fair and Right. OK? Ready? O unfairly fair Matthew, thou art hewn so beauteous as to maketh Richard Madeley ugly. His skin pales into material foul as Judy Finnegan's bra, in the hot orange of mine affections with which I do tan thee. Oh, Skype screen to a Vernon Kay thou. Canst thou be right, O such inducer of erotic wrongs in the minds of mortal men? I am unrighted from my feet. No foot can measure the length of mine affections. Oh, thou art Actimel to my inflamed gullet, that all the starlings in Croydon would sing, Ooh, Danone, in thy sweet ear. I desire thee as all of Girls Aloud combined. The ginger one, remove it.